up? What's up? I hope you're having an amazing day and this message finds you well. I wanted to talk about our latest blog on BreaJohnson.com. It is all about middle school. So some of you may know, some of you may not, but I have a little sister who is going through middle school right now. And she reminds me so much of myself and my experience with middle school. And it's making me think about all the things that I dealt with in middle school, the unspoken things that we deal with, and how sometimes the scars we have developed in middle school stick with us all the way to adulthood. And how it breaks my heart because I have friends who are still emotionally scarred from their experience in middle school. Actively talk about it as if it was yesterday. As an adult, as 30-year-old adult, still affected by when they were 12, right? Those pains are still walking with us. That insecure or sad or the little kid that felt unseen, that little kid is still walking with us. And the thing that just kind of infuriates me or really just makes me passionate, I think that's the better word for it, about this topic is that there's kids in middle school now that are going through the exact same thing. And I just can't even fathom that. It's like, why haven't we found a better system? Why can't we teach our kids how to have healthy relationships, how to be a good freaking person, how to be nice to ourselves and to others? I had the opportunity to sit, well, she had no choice, but I sat down with my little sister. I was like, you're sitting down. And we talked about, what struggles do they have in middle school? I'm like, what is going on with you and your friends? Like, what struggles do you have? What's really going on? And she was telling me all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how are you going through this? Your life hasn't even begun. Why are you guys dealing with these pressures? Pressures from parents. Pressures from social media to be perfect. Pressures from within their cliques, trying to fit in, trying to understand hormones and why you are so passionate about this one person, trying to navigate that, trying to figure out who they are, where they belong. All of this, and I'm thinking to myself, those are the same exact answers I get from my coaching clients that are 30 years old, that are 45 years old. Right? And it's like, why haven't we developed a better system? And I can tell you, it's because us as adults that are guiding the youth have not dealt with our own scars. We haven't dealt with our middle school kid, right? We're still allowing the kid on the back of the bus to say that we're not worth anything. But now that kid looks different because that kid's grown up. And it's not a bus anymore, it's a boardroom. And that kid is now your boss. Or that kid is now your spouse. It's not the bus, it's your household. We're not leading by example. And we're having generations after generations of kids going through pain, going through trauma. The same trauma and aggravation and pain and dilemmas that you were having as an adult, middle schoolers are going through it. Middle schoolers. And they have no one to look up to because we haven't dealt with our own shit. So, I'm challenging all of us adults to get our shit together. We got to. Now, I don't have kids, and so I'm completely going to say that I don't know. I don't know how that works. I have a dog. I'm barely a good dog mom, so lay it on me if you want to. But what I am is a sister, right? I am an aunt. So I am a daughter. I'm a friend. I'm a counselor. I'm a mentor, right? And even I have responsibility to handle my own shit so that I can teach the kids that look up to me, right? Because there's kids that look up to you. They're looking up to you for relationships, how to dress, what to look like, self-esteem. They're learning it all from us adults. And unfortunately, because we haven't dealt with our own stuff, the cycle is continuing over and over again. And so I'm asking each and every one of you, let's journey back to our middle school days, our middle school us, and let's heal. Let's heal that little boy. Let's heal that little girl and tell them that they are worth something more than what that kid said. Or worst of all, what that teacher said. I've had a few of those. Few of them crushed my dreams. Luckily, I'm stubborn, right? But for a lot of us, that sticks with us. It sticks with us in not the most positive ways, and it holds us back. And it's time for us to release that pain, release that burden, release the weight of those insecurities, release the weight of other people's judgment. We need to release it because it's not doing us justice. It's not doing good for us. And it's definitely not doing any good for the kids that are in our life, the kids that are looking up to you. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, Bri, I'm like you, I don't have kids. Trust and believe there is someone who's looking up to you. And you may not even notice it. It could be through social media, right? It could be through, you're a neighbor to a kid and the kid's watching you. Kids are so smart and they're absorbing all of it. And us as adults, we have to get our stuff together so that we can help them navigate through this, because middle school should just not be this tough. It shouldn't. We need to start teaching our kids how to be nice, not only to others, but to themselves. And it's become a time that this nonsense stops. It's not nonsense, and I don't want to seem like I'm not sensitive to the topic, because I am. I have my own insecurities that I actively work on, that I've developed in middle school. I have my own problems that I work on that I've developed in middle school. But I'm just asking you to do the same. Just work on it. Try to get better. Let's guide our kids. Let's guide this next generation. We all have to do it. We all have to. We all have to gang together so that middle school is just not as freaking tough as it has been for the last generation over generation over generation, and still to this day. It's actually worse. There's an increase. I read a stat, it was like 37% increase over the last few years of kids, adolescents in middle school that have depression or anxiety. There's kids doing drugs because they can't handle the pressure. There's kids that are committing suicide because they can't handle the pressure. You guys, as adults, as the ones who have to guide this next generation, it's all of us. We all collectively, we're all here together. We have to help one another. So I want to ask you, what are you going to do tonight, today, whenever, to help heal your middle schooler so that you can make a positive impact? I want you, if you feel comfortable enough, to drop one thing down in the comments below, or maybe a story that you need to let go of, or a pain or an insecurity that you need to let go of. Put it in the comments below. This is a safe space. If anybody comes with that hateration, they will be deleted. Okay? So it's a safe space. I want you to feel comfortable and release. We have to release all that. We have to heal ourselves so that we can lead by example. I love you guys, and I hope that this message resonated with you, makes you want to just reflect and think about your middle school days and maybe make some changes in that story that you've created for yourself. Anyways, I love you, love you, love you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See ya!